This was Diego Lopes versus Brian
Not Brian Ortega.
Ortega. No, it was Dan Ige. So again, like Alex Pineda, here's a shot of the weigh-ins. Like Alex Pineda and Yuji Prohaska, they took this fight on 2 weeks' notice. When Connor pulled out, they were like, "Let's get some big action fights on here to save face." They got Diego Lopes and Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega was bulking up to 155, and they call him for this fight at 145. He's like, "I'll take it." He, the morning of the weigh-ins, again, 2 weeks' notice. Credit to both these guys. The morning of the weigh-ins, 4 a.m., Diego Lopes gets woken up and they say, "Hey," mind you, he fell asleep at 146 pounds. He went to bed at 146. He's 1 pound off of making weight. And he wakes up at 4 a.m. They say, "Hey, Brian's not making 145. They want to move it to lightweight." He's like, "Can we do 150?" And they're like, "No, it's lightweight or nothing." He's like, "All right, fine. We'll do lightweight." So they weigh in. Hold on, Rich. They weigh in at 155. And then during the event, about 2 hours before, 3 hours before
Yeah, three.
The co-main, they say, all of a sudden, I'm getting notifications. And they're like, "Brian Ortega's out." And I'm like, "What the fuck? Why aren't they saying anything about it?" Look it up. Brian Ortega's out. He's got a fever, 103 or some shit like that he can't make the fight. So they pull in Dan Ige, which is the next picture, rolls up from down the street.
From
He
getting
takes
his
the fight.
massage.
Yeah, he's getting a massage when he finds out Brian Ortega's out. He's like, "Please let me step in. We'll do 165." Lopes, to his credit, accepts that as well. So he accepts a short notice fight against Ortega. He accepts a day of weight difference, weight class change, and then he accepts 3 hours before complete a new opponent at a new weight class. They weigh in backstage at 165 pounds. Lopes weighs in at 161, I
63.
think. Okay,
63, I think.
163. This has never happened before. This is 30 minutes before the pay-per-view starts, and they're weighing in. They're weighing in for a 165-pound bout. Dan Ige, I think I have the message that he sent Hunter Campbell in the next picture. It says, "Hey Hunter, I've been in camp for 3 months," which, let's be real, is not a true fight camp. He's just been training.
Yeah.
He's fighting. He was supposed to fight in July 20th, which is weeks away. So he's not like it's different. I'm the healthiest I've ever been. Probably a lie. I can fight this guy tonight and beat him. Turns out that was a lie. This is what legends are made of. I'm in. I'm ready. I'm in great shape. Please don't take this opportunity away from me. Insane, dude. I can't even It's just so good, dude. HW Comer says also for the men of culture did the Super Bass Senko did a Hawk Tua in the weigh-in show. God, the weigh-in show is so good. The weigh-in show is so good. They're so fun. But anyways, back to the fight. So both these guys are complete fucking badasses for agreeing to this fight. And then they go out there and they're swinging and banging. The first round, um, Diego Lopes is so good at clinching and striking in the clinch because there's a lot of times where you can negate like if you're open and you're in boxing range and stuff and someone's a cleaner striker, you can negate that by just grabbing them behind the fucking head. And just that happened in Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez. Adrian Yanez was kind of
Yeah.
picking him apart a little bit and he's slick and he's moving. So what does Rob Font do? Next time they exchange, he just fucking grabs him behind the head and just starts blasting him with the piston.
Bah,
And
bah, bah.
Diego Lopes is so good at that as well. And Sam says dogs barking in the background representing the dog in their hearts. uh, but the first round, Diego Lopes is clinching with him, just fighting like a mad dog, and Ige is clearly wishing he had some more sparring in his camp to prepare and get ready for this because you could tell it looked like he got off the bench and hopped into a fight.
Yeah, for
All
sure. He
respect
did
to
not
him.
get off to a he did not get off to a sprint, for sure.
No. The first 5 minutes were a full-on adjustment period for him, and then he shoots for a takedown with like 45 seconds left, and I was like, that's not a good move
Not
against
against
Diego
Diego.
Lopes.
Not
Diego
against
is
Diego.
Diego is Alexa Grasso's jiu-jitsu coach. A champion. He's her jiu-jitsu coach. So he immediately jumps on the guillotine, switches to a Darce. Dan Ige does a great job of going belly up to stop the complete collapse on that choke on the Darce.
Hmm.
But it's tight and the round ends. I think he gets out of it and then the round ends.
Yeah,
Uh,
but if there was more time, Diego would definitely have not given him the space. Like he wouldn't
yeah,
have. He let his
agreed.
arms not burn out essentially. Like he was
Yeah,
like,
agreed.
okay, 10 seconds. I don't need to kill myself. I got time.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and the darts was tight. It was in. Um, But normally you see how Diego's throwing his legs over. You want to be like crumpled over. You don't want to be underneath the guy. You want to be almost
Yeah,
on your side, the two of you on your side, and then you get your feet to their feet. So the closest you can get your body to be, you're never going to get it belly to belly, but you want to like try to get it belly to belly, and as close as you can get will put more pressure on that choke. So Ige did a great job defending this. And then I think he was saved by the end of the round here. And I think that was the only real takedown attempt from Dan Ige. I think after that, he was like, never mind. Um, Second round, Diego Lopez, Ige is starting to find his range a little bit on the feet. Um, and then he kicks him square in the face. He kicks Diego square in the face. Diego catches it somehow and takes him down off of that. Fucking
he ate
insane,
that
dude.
kick hard too.
Yeah, it was
Like the
straight to
replay,
the.
like he eats it. He's like, oh geez, and
It
still gets
reminded
that
me of
takedown.
It reminded me of that Yoel Romero clip where he gets kicked in the face, and you're just
Oh
like,
yeah,
"How does he survive that?" It was the same kind of. It was clean. Takes his back, and then again, very good defense from Dan Ige defending the chokes. He spent damn near the whole round with Diego Lopez on his back and didn't get choked out. So very impressive. But he's now down 2 rounds to nothing going into the third, and you're like, "What kind of a gas tank can he even have?" Turns out better than Diego Lopez.
yeah,
Because Diego was crashing a little bit here in that in that third round,
fading
um,
hard.
fading hard, and Dan Ige was finding the range. He was starting to crack him with his hands, um, and at a certain point, Diego Lopez shoots on him like a desperation shot because he's getting lit up a little bit, and you could tell he's exhausted. Um, and he ends up getting to his back, and Ige goes double, two hands on one, turns into him and drags him down, ends up on top, and you're like, get out
Separate,
of there. Get out of
separate.
there. You're not going to finish him in guard, and you need to finish. Um, and he was going for some ground and pound. They separate with like 10 seconds left. Eats a couple up kicks from Diego, and that was it. Um, but he won the third round, which is very impressive.
He won our hearts.
I mean, both of them did, but Ige, I don't want to get what Diego did. I don't want that to be overshadowed or it will get overshadowed by what Ige did, but it shouldn't be completely forgotten that
At
Diego
all.
also did a short notice fight against a jiu-jitsu guy, primarily a jiu-jitsu guy, and then day of switch his opponents for a striker. I mean, it's just
A man whose nickname is 50K for a reason.
yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, it's just a great story. He came up short, but he gave himself the opportunity to try to do something that would have been fucking absolutely legendary. And he won the third round, and that's not winning the fight, but it is still incredibly impressive. Um, HB Comer says, I was disappointed with Ige. Lopez was keeping himself open. That Ige that fought Flat Earth Man would have would have killed Diego. Yeah,
I
you could
think the
tell.
same Ige would have won if he had just had a camp for Diego. Like he
If
could have
yeah,
won this fight.
if he didn't have to adjust the whole first round, it would have been very
Hmm.
different. But I love the respect between the two of them. They go walk over to Dana and Hunter, and they're talking to them through the cage. Uh, and then when they're doing the announcement of the winner, they like cheers their monster cans with each other, and like they do a cool little like. It was just very cool. I love to see like the respect. As much as the bad blood sells tickets and stuff like that, the respect is always really cool. Um, I just I mean, this is the type of stuff that makes the sport so fucking cool. Uh,
There's no other sport that would have given you this situation other than like a combat sport. Like,
yeah, you can't.
oh, my quarterback got injured and we put in a new one. You were still game planning for the same team the whole fucking week.
Well, and
Th-
then not
th-
just
there
that,
is
but in that same situation, right? The third string quarterback jumps in, right? But he can't never do anything because the fucking offensive line's letting everybody through the whole time, and
yeah,
he doesn't even get to prove himself because there's other outside factors that are preventing him. In fighting, it's just you, dude. It's just you in there. So there's nobody else you can be like, well, yeah, I stepped in, but my quarterback couldn't even fucking throw it right. if you're a wide receiver or some shit like that, like fighting, it's just you and one other dude in there, and it's just fucking so good. That's what makes
Yeah,
it so good.
there's no other sporting event that would have given you this situation 3 hours before it happened, like
No.
at all.
And before yesterday, I would say even in combat sports, you're never gonna get something like that at this level. And then they fucking did it. Blunderbub says, "I never yell louder at the screen than when a fighter needs a KO and gets a takedown against the fence instead." Oh man, remember when O'Malley against Andre Sukumta?
Oh
Oh yeah, there's the picture right
man,
there. This is classic. Herzog's
that
looking
was
into it
awesome.
like it's he has to stop the fight or something. It's a great picture. But yeah, fantastic fight. Diego's trying to get a fight on the Sphere card. He called out Volkanovski and then Ortega. I think they probably do that Ortega fight at the Sphere for Noche UFC.
Mhm.
I doubt they give him Volkanovski. And definitely not at the Sphere. I think it's Volk.
Hey everybody, Romero and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. All right, everybody, thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.